We are live, they tell me. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. And there is a God. How about that? There will be no Triple Crown winner again this year. I know that's terrible. I apologize. It was a great run. I don't want to diminish anything that Poncho accomplished there. I don't know how that horse did it. It was one of the ones that had been, involved right along. But, and certainly congratulations to Sweet Stable with a solid second and third. Nice payday for both. Congratulations. But I have a question. I have a question for Candy. Uh, why did we choose to send that horse with three animals in the race? You certainly have one. Now it should be your main concern is to win the Triple Crown. Everything else, well, at least to my mind, I'm not worried about anything else but that if I'm in that position. So why not send a rabbit, stretch that field out? They race differently, is my belief. Lee, you might feel differently about that, but I believe if you stretch that field out like that, and there's a horse that they begin to aim at way out in the lead, things run different. And I sure would have wished that horse was coming around somebody in the stretch because that seems to be the race that he prefers. Any thoughts on that, Lee?
Well, my one and only thought is we don't know what he set it at. We don't know he set it to go out. The horse just went out. His instructions might have been close or relax or something, but maybe he's still fastest out of the gate on close relax. I don't know.
Oh, that could be.
I think that I don't think those horses always listen to your instructions anyway. So
that's absolutely true.
But
I would love to.
So I don't know. Out. Yeah, before we start second guessing or wondering, I'd kind of like to know what happened, and maybe the horse just isn't set to go a mile and a half. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be too. But here's the only reason. And this is what prompted me or really piqued my interest was Gallant didn't finish second even. His other horse passed Gallant in the stretch, which it had shown no inclination to do in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of made me wonder. That's all. And that's all I'm wondering. I'm not criticizing more than I'm just questioning a kind of an odd looking situation. And I'd be interested in his strategy. So, because
I think you got to kind of figure that almost every horse was probably set on relax. There's a few of the true time stayers, I guess, that hit steady and close, and maybe some of the others change theirs to close if they want to get early position. I don't know. So it's just, there's so few of those 1.5 mile races. And I just think sometimes if your horse is quick out of the gate, he's quick out of the gate as on relax.
Yeah, maybe. Bob has always said that you can't squash the horse's natural tendency. It's still going to do
it. So it's hard. It'd be interesting to see. Maybe he can come on here and if he doesn't want to come on video, we can still talk on voice.
No, he can do it the old-fashioned way, right in the chat box over there.
Oh, chat box is fine. Okay.
Yeah. So my next question, my follow-up was going to be, because quite honestly, I thought he was going to win it. And my next question was going to be, is Max the best? But I think maybe you can ask a question similar to that. And how good is Max? I think it was just a matter of the 1.5 miles, and he's going to go back to ruling the lesser, between 1 mile and 1.25 miles.
I would think so, because the Preakness, of course, a little bit, 1/8 of a mile shorter, but he was pulling away. The Preakness and the Derby. So I think that maybe he just, who knows? Maybe the horse would have been better off not on the rail. Maybe he would have fallen back, relax, and then come close. I don't know enough about how you got to figure if everybody's on relax. Some of them aren't. Somebody's got to go to lead, right? So, and
Yeah,
usually it's going to be if everybody's got the same settings, it's somebody's got to be quicker or somebody's got to be on the rail, and the others,
yeah.
after the first little jaunt, have to.
Yeah, and there's something to be said for trying to go out and maybe steal the race, but those races are hard to cut and win
Yeah.
wire to wire. Um,
I
but
don't mean
I
steal
mean,
the race. I meant just steal the
mm,
lead. I'm trying to remember where Belmont. Let's see, mile and a half. So you're
mm.
on you're on a back stretch right away coming into a corner, or I can't remember where Belmont the positioning is.
I believe the finish line and the starting gate are at the same spot in the stretch, and it's the big wide,
Okay.
kind of relaxed
Okay. I thought they
turns.
came around once and then went a full lap again, but
Oh no, no, no! It's the bigger.
Belmont's a mile and a half track.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yep. So, well, anyway, a great horse, a great race, um, great outcome for Pancho. Don't mean to diminish his stuff, boy. We talked about who's always lurking, and
Yeah. Yeah.
he found the perfect race for that horse. So, or maybe that was the perfect distance all along, and it was just going to end up that way. But
Yeah.
interesting,
Nice
as it
payouts
always
too,
is.
huh?
Huh?
Nice. These payouts are unreal.
Oh my God!
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that
I'm gonna change my mind, step up
it
my game,
is.
and get up in those
Yeah.
races.
Yep. There you go. And that was New York, of course. It's Belmont, right? So it
Hmm.
wasn't even a Kentucky thing, or
Right. Right. I didn't even
So
check to see anybody
yeah.
got a bonus out of
I
it.
wonder what's the comparison between the Belmont purse and the Derby purse this year? I wonder.
You know what?
Maybe
While you're
somebody,
talking, I'll look it up.
yeah, maybe somebody can let us know about that, or you can look it up for me. Thank you. So we're going to do a preview of tomorrow's G1 race, the Jones Stakes. We are 1 for 1. We had Stan's 2 horse last week, who raced a fine race and made us undefeated in our picks. So we're going to do the Jones in a little bit. But before we do that, while we're looking back, yesterday was an interesting day at uh, Digital Downs. I'm just looking here. It's my understanding that 6 track records were set yesterday. This seems extraordinary to me, and I just wonder. Um, I actually don't even have a kind of a viewpoint or anything like that. I was going to ask Lee to tell me what maybe he thinks, and I would maybe bounce some thoughts off of it, because I don't know what would create a situation like this. I just want to. I'm going to change my screen so everybody can participate. I'm going to put up the page of my horse that benefited from um, the race. And I'm sorry, hold on. I did the wrong one, I believe.
You're talking about your 6 furlong horse?
Yes, it's in my horse stats. Okay? I just put up the wrong. Pardon me. I am not as fluent with this as my buddy Lee is, but I'm trying to learn. So here we go. So horse stats is what we want to share. And how does that look? Yes, that's what we're talking about. So this is my horse, by the grace of. This is a 2-year-old gelding. Um, good parentage, good horse rating.
Homebred,
Um,
nice.
interesting, yeah, homebred. Interesting kind of conforms, a fair in the
Wow, that
athleticism
is, yeah, fair
and
on.
4X's. Yeah, but you can
Well,
give him a
that's to
chance.
tell
So,
people fairs can run, right?
right? Oh, yeah, absolutely. So this horse I recognized it had some early speed, and I started it in sprints.
Holy, wow.
Hold on. It's a turf. It prefers turf, I think we're going to find out. So its first race 120.99, a nice win. Switches to off surface 120.99, gets nipped. Following race off surface again,
Look at that
120.99. He
race.
gets nipped. Back on turf, but at 5 furlongs. 5 furlongs is kind of a crapshoot. If there's fast horses in there, it's
Mhm.
really hard to break through. But then back on dirt. Let me just make sure. Yeah, back on dirt off surface
Mhm.
yesterday in 114.75. But a lot of that is because of his performance. So I I just don't get it. 6 furlongs, and on stalk. And I believe, if I remember right, he was like 3 wide most of the way.
He was.
I
But that's not
okay,
always bad, though. He's not working hard. Like, he's just out there because he wants to be out there and doesn't want to talk, and he's still waiting to.
yeah,
There's a difference between a horse that's trying to advance and can't, and a horse that's sort of just sitting there, I think.
yeah.
But just look at your first 3 races:
Oh yeah, he's
120.99,
he's certainly no
120.99,
slouch.
120.99.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was parked in these 2 races. He was parked outside, so
So it doesn't bother
he
him.
still
I'm sure
fought
there's
on.
some mechanism in the game that it hurts some horses more than others.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Well, and he certainly must have. Yeah, he. Well, we already established he was on the outside there. But so,
yeah,
where does it come from? What happened?
I guess that's the mystery in the game that makes it as fun as it is. Because you know, in my
First time on
past
Santa
history,
Anita.
yeah. Now 6 furlong. Did you run him 6 furlong before? And
Yes.
it's same setting, stalk. Okay.
Yep.
So see, he was the one that got out and pushed 2180 for the first.
Yeah, he prefers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then his 2147 and 2146 back
Yeah.
to back. So he's out pretty quick in those races. But I don't know. Maybe got stronger as he aged and got stronger. He's able to obviously he liked coming from. It says he's in third, but I don't know how far. I can't recall exactly how many links he was back, but
Right.
obviously had the march to come home.
Mm.
And go back down to those races before. Look at those race ratings in those. So your
Yeah.
horse wasn't the only one hitting the one teams.
Yeah, I guess he was in against some real good horses there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think he's just a good
So,
horse that flexed his
yeah.
muscle on that day, and the conditions were right. And
Yep. But
uh,
one of 6.
yeah,
The conditions were really right for terrific performances. So
well,
yeah,
Arctic
either the
Warrior.
horses are improving, or it could be like, are there different degrees of dirt fast? I mean, is there a dirt fast that comes in at like 100%, and then one that comes in at 96%, as far as how fast the surface is? Maybe
I don't
like
know if that's something that
some
we obviously
graduation
don't
between
know it.
that and what's
Yeah,
the next after that? Good.
good.
So yeah.
Yeah, it could
So
be that maybe
yeah.
fast has a range as well, and
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if that's something Bob would want to discuss, but we can just assume it that if we want to, that
Yeah.
every once in a while the conditions kick in and it's quick.
Mm.
And obviously the horses are strong. That's a very good horse. I mean, there wasn't a fluke. You look at his 3 races.
Right.
120.99, 129. And he looks like he's one of those that's close to 50-50 on turf and firm. So
Hmm.
you should have a lot of fun with this horse. I assume he's going stakes or level next
Oh
time
yeah,
in.
absolutely. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the plan. Sure.
Yeah.
Now that he kind of, showed how good he is.
Yep.
So,
Nice
all
horse.
right. Next,
I have the
let's
answer,
move
by
on.
the way.
Okay.
The Belmont is 500,000 plus added, and the added's 60,000.
Five hundred
So
thousand and 60,000. Okay.
if you
So
good,
560 all day.
yeah, and good, especially extra bonus for Pancho. He got the 275, but then he got
Yeah.
33,000. Just think about that.
Yeah,
33,000.
I know. It was
33
huge. I
extra
saw that.
dollars if you
Yeah.
look at it that way. Now Churchill is a little bit more prestigious, the Kentucky Derby. So it's a 600,000 starting purse, and the extra 90 gets put in. So 690 now in that race. Sweet also got 49,500 points in addition to his 330,000.
So 560 for the Belmont versus
6
690 for the Derby.
for the Derby, and
Wow,
if you
that's
want to know
that's got to
Preakness,
be the Churchill factor, right?
yes,
Yeah,
because
yeah, that's
Preakness
huge.
is 330. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Wow,
mhm.
that's some good stuff there.
And then I believe the Breeders' Cups are all either 1,000 or close to it, right?
I know he's striving for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are yet
Oh,
or
okay.
not. So the next on the schedule is we were going to take a look at tomorrow's race. Jake Dog is struggling. If you look in there, Lee, he's with his mic and
Oh, okay.
or something. And I didn't see that he clicked on a link or anything because I've been looking for him to show up in here.
Oh, well, let
But
me
we're
send him.
hoping to get Don from Jake Dog Racing,
I'll send him a
formerly
link.
SoCal Racing, to tell us a little bit about his horse Ghost Queen tomorrow in the race that I have up on the screen, the BC Jones Stakes Grade 1. It's from the inside out. Color Me Brown from Chrisman, Miss Gold from Bobby Dazzler, Conquered Black from my stable, Teasing the Boss, Taylor and Taryn, part of their entry, No Colors from Flip. Knew It Would Happen. Okay, I managed to get that one of TNT's hieroglyphics there. And Ghost Queen from Jake Dog Racing draws the 7-hole, but you know what? I found lately I don't hate that outside hole in some of these races, especially in 7-horse races. The 7-hole doesn't seem to hurt so much. In fact, that horse we were just talking about for my stable that set the record yesterday came out of the 7-hole. So this is the Jones stake. I'm gonna now switch and show you the racing form, and we'll go down the list.
Let me get back over here.
Tab and race form. And this should be, God willing, Color Me Brown. You see Color Me Brown on the screen there?
I do.
Perfect. So, Color Me Brown is an allowance type horse. Let me just get this straight. This is a G1, okay? Now, this is going to be revealing. When I looked at this earlier, we'll go through this whole thing and then we'll get a flavor of what the race is.
Okay.
So here's a couple of allowance efforts. 6 furlongs, bless you. Good at the distance. Looks like maybe it would like to go a little longer. I don't know. There are better in here, as it turns out. But
you ran strong in a G3, really. I mean,
yeah,
was out of
not
it,
horrible.
come up and
yeah,
and pretty consistent as far as the 99, 98, 97, 97, 97. He did seems to like the 6 better than the 5. He posted a couple 118s, but yeah.
All right, well, I didn't want to tip my hand yet, but but the tallest class race in the ring is the G3. All right, so let's keep that in mind. He's
only had 5 races though.
Right. Miss Gold is next. Now, this one loves racing in G1, has done pretty well there. Longer races, and its recent form is not as good as I would like. I don't know that the cutback in distance is going to help here, and I would look elsewhere. My horse is a solid allowance horse, but I've decided to try it because this just set up perfect for him, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, it's not perfect. He prefers, let me see.
From an outsider.
Yeah, this was turf. Yeah, 6 turf. So it's set up perfect for him.
From an outsider looking in, he looks overmatched, but only you know his true,
Yeah.
He's got some lower readings, and then you don't see a graded event there, but
right.
but I'm only looking at 5. So, but hey, like you said,
Hmm.
you know him
But
better than anybody.
really no better than an allowance race. Here's another one. I don't know. Is this too much of a step up? A lot of times it is for these horses, but a 114.99 last time out. That's a real strong effort at 5, and if he can find a little more stretch
There
prowess,
will
he will. Yeah, he made a nice purse last time too. That must have been one
blue
of those
blood.
big maidens.
There will be
Sure.
never
So
ever in my career here that I will ever look at a horse from TNT and say, I wonder why he put it there. So
right.
obviously the horse ran a blue blood 114.99. Who even knows if that's his best distance?
Sure.
But
Yeah.
Eddie, I'm not gonna single anybody out, but
No.
I will never, like I said, I'll never question
Yeah.
anything I see Eddie
Here's
enter anywhere.
here's another beauty in here. Flip has got a monster, perhaps. Came out with just terrific efforts, 3 in a row. Um,
Hmm.
all 3 in the bank, 3 different distances on different surfaces. This might be one that you want to keep track of this horse and follow it because he is off to just a monster start.
Yeah, the
And
120,
oh yeah, and
100 last race. All
until
the
they beat him,
what was this? Eight
he's the
horse.
man.
He's in 3 8-horse races. He's won them all.
Yep.
Flip. I don't know Flip's real name or first name, but he was the one
Mm,
I mentioned off the
yep.
cuff on our podcast last night.
Yeah.
That his horses are incredible.
He's won on off tracks. He's won on everything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just they can't beat him. So I'm anxious to see how that's
hmm
going to go.
yeah.
And the best work I see, of course, there could be some that I don't see behind, but it's a 108.48. So it's not like it's terribly gaudy as far as the works go. There's not like a monster work, but he sure can race. So
I don't
you
even
know,
see the 108.48. Oh, there.
yeah, it's over the right hand
Yeah,
side.
that's push. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, he looks more. He looks very suited for 6 furlongs. So.
sure. So next is Eddie's. Uh, knew it would happen. Geez, I'm
Hmm.
getting good at reading his stuff. This is a dirt preference horse, so off surface, who knows? He seems to go pretty well. I'm not crazy about that last race. It looks like he got hung though. So I don't know, just not in great form, and you have to
Yeah,
go back to that 5 furlong
looking at
turf
it, you would
race.
say,
Yeah,
I don't know. But then again, looking
yeah.
at the owner, you would say, okay.
And then before I discuss or offer Ghost Queen up, did we get any
Oh,
headway with
I'm sorry. I should.
uh, with uh,
I didn't see
with
his
Jake Bug?
message, but I did send him a link to get in here if he wanted.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm
All
not
right.
seeing any comments. Are you?
He sent it to me private,
Oh, okay. Okay,
and I
so
am
hopefully he can join us or at least type.
yeah.
But I did send him the link.
Okay. All right. So in the meantime, then we'll take a look at his. Um,
Hmm.
it's out of that real good. Damn, I am the queen,
Oh, I love that name.
and Medina Spirit, which I believe was one of the
Hmm.
wasn't it
Nice
one of
one.
the last year's Thanksgiving horses or something?
Oh, I don't know.
So
Maybe.
that's an interesting combination. Um, it looks solid enough. Raced all graded races except for his last one. That was not the 8 hole. He was still making up a ton of ground, and I
The
don't know. Maybe he needs longer. If I was
well,
gonna,
the horse that beat him is Flip's horse that we just talked about above.
yep. And you
So,
can't blame him for that.
so different race, different positions.
Yeah.
I think this horse looks great.
You know. So when it comes down to it, let me see who that is. If that's him, it is Ghost Queen. Has been running 6 furlongs on SR, and he's going to
Okay,
change it up this race. Oh, good
next up.
luck, Jake. That's let me see. Hold on. It's been racing on SR.
Wait a minute, maybe he doesn't
And
want you to know that. Say that
oh,
public.
geez. Well,
Uh,
listen. If he sends it to me, he knows we were going to discuss his
okay.
horse. So, um, let me see.
Well, he didn't say if he's going up and down with it.
No, he didn't. He didn't. Um, But yeah, you know what? That could work here. Get him up a little
Yeah.
closer to the action. Sure.
Yeah.
But for my pick, listen, I can't, until you beat him, I mean, he's the best. It looks like to me. No colors from Flip Farm. So, Lee, you want to take a shot with one?
I like that one as well. Eddie's uh, horse coming out of the maiden special.
Mm.
It's one race, and you really don't know enough about it. It's got some nice works. They actually
Thank
work
you,
about the
thank you,
same.
Don. Don says it's all okay. We can talk about
Okay.
his instructions. Thank you. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I
Go
think
ahead.
we're looking at Philip's horse. I don't know. You might have a little magic that we don't know about. I obviously like the 7 as well,
Mm.
but sometimes in these 6 furlong um, gets to be a speed duel at the beginning as well.
Yeah.
So, or someone that hadn't showed speed all of a sudden does show speed. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with the 5 as well, but there's a couple others that obviously are going to be right there with it.
Yeah.
I hope I
And
don't break your winning streak.
no, and I'm with the exacta. I'd throw in my horse. I think I'm going to get a good performance out of my horse. I'm always an optimist, but
Yeah,
I feel like I'm going to get a pretty good race out of it, out of some things I've seen and a couple little things I did. So hopefully that's the case. Sorry, I believe I blinked out for a second there.
oh, okay.
I have finicky headphones.
What
So
that's tomorrow night, that race at
yes,
it's the oh no, it's in the afternoon, I guess.
yeah,
1400.
right.
Okay, the BC Jones Stakes.
And then
154,000 plus 50. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Nice
that's a nice
purse again.
purse. Absolutely, and believe me, that's only the first of a terrific bunch
Big
of
card. Yeah.
races tomorrow. In fact, we can spend a minute. Let's see, that's under race schedule. Let me switch again. Okay, share screen. Share screen. I'm getting good at this now. I'm looking at race schedule. There we are. Okay, so the BC Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Right after that, another one at Gulfstream. Gulfstream flexing his muscle tomorrow. The BC Florida Jewel, grade 1.
Yeah.
6 furlongs on the turf.
Another 154 plus
Yeah, they're almost
50
identical
added. Well, and
races.
we always leave out the fact that plus a homebred
Yeah.
can pick up
Huh.
even more.
They're identical races, right? 25 oh no, 50 added in the top. No, 50 added in both of them. 25 entry. Huh. The exact same races. It could be Heat 1 and Heat 2. All right, next,
Could be.
another. Oh, here's a third one at Gulfstream. But, oh, maybe it's the ages. Let's check the ages. 3-year-olds. That's what it is. Okay, so the Jones is 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
The Florida Jewel is the 3-year-olds. And the Senior Stars is also for 3-year-olds.
Okay.
So
Maybe that is a
also at
second
Gulfstream.
instance, so
It
it
could
gives it a
be, yeah,
different name. I don't
it
know.
could be. But giant purses. That 25,000 entry just makes for a monster. A little further down the card, we have the BC New York Cup G1, a mile and a half on the dirt. That's an interesting race. Southbound Train, there's a horse we know of.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
your superstar horse or
Yeah,
yearling.
I was hoping it would be for somebody.
No, 223,000.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Right. After that, we have the BC Chairman's Cup G1, which is a mile and a half on the turf. So an interesting cross section there. You got to pick your
Old fellas. We got young
these are the
fellas
old
and
ones.
old
Yeah,
fellas.
yeah, yeah.
I guess
4-year-olds.
that's the chairman.
So I'm looking these names. Yeah,
Miss
don't really
Dunbar.
jump
I
out.
recognize that one.
Yeah, I think Ace of Cakes. I'm not sure. No, that sounds like one of his names. All right, then we have the BC Jones Stakes. Oh, this must be the second instance. of the BC Jones.
Oh, there we go. Oh, hypersonic. That's
6
yours.
furlongs. I got 3 of them in here.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
decided to kind of go on the strategy that Bob has suggested, and some of these horses the edge. I
Yeah.
would not consider them necessarily, hard knockers at G1, but you know what? We'll go in and see if we can't overwhelm them.
Yeah. Steve's got 10
So,
gold.
yeah.
And your horse that seemed to pass through the censorship is in here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Nice.
And
Okay.
then
What else
I
we got?
think that might be it for the big stakes races. Not like that's not enough. Here's
Nope.
still another
There's
instance of the Jones waiting to open.
Yeah.
In fact, it will because it has the minimum now. But you can
They
still
got-
get in, folks.
They got
Apparently.
Spacey in there trying to get two
Yeah.
of the 3 in there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that went off. I thought they had to have more, but okay.
Yeah. And then finally, at near the end of the night, is this Kentucky bred maiden SBO, $64,000 person. You'll notice my horse, Trillium, in there.
Oh,
This is the horse that, by all accounts, I'm absolutely positive that this horse's sweet spot is somewhere between a mile and a quarter. However, the first race I could find, as we all know, was that August 11th. Perfect 1.25 miles on the turf in a blue blood maiden. So
mhm.
I decided to try a little different tact. And last night I raced it on an off surface, off distance, or not last night, whenever it was, a couple of nights ago. And the horse won me 70K. Finished
He did.
second. Not even a close
flying
second.
late though. Boy, he was
Yeah.
flying late.
Well, yeah, but he was never going to win the race. There was never any doubt when you were watching. He was not going to catch
Right.
it. But I'm not sure he's supposed to. 6 furlongs is not his deal. So what do? We bring him right back at 6 furlongs.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, see, when it goes like this, all the opposites apply. Where normally I'd be happy as a clam to get the 1 post in a big race. Now, not so much, because I really want to finish second again and have him primed and perfect for that race on the 11th, which I'll still qualify for. So I'm just trying to squeeze every drop of blood out of this stone.
Yeah,
rather than wait.
Win.
Rather than wait, I could wait, but that's never been my forte. So let's get it on. If he wins, so I've won like 104,000 in 2 races, and he's he's on his way to a real nice career. So, but
When do you have to enter that blue blood though? It's just by the 10th or
yeah,
something?
by the 10th, yeah, by the 10th. So, all right, so that's.
You think
that's
I
all I
should
wanted
bring
to
my
share
guy
with
to the
them.
dance too?
Well,
Spoiler alert!
I'd have to think about that.
He's waiting for you. So
Yeah, waiting for me.
waiting for
On the
Trillium
11th.
to come in. Anybody that I probably shouldn't say it, but I am. Anybody that knows my horse Disco Inferno, he is primed for the blue blood.
And that's the standard amongst the 2-year-olds now. I mean, he's just on the first paper monster.
Yeah,
mine didn't look like a monster. I got to tell you, it raced okay, but
looked like a monster to me.
did it?
Well,
then I'm gonna defer to you then.
Doesn't belong in that race for 6
No.
furlongs because he doesn't get out of the gate. So he's going to drop way back, and then there wasn't enough time and space for him to get there, but he almost got there anyway. He wasn't running against 6 furlong state breds, nothing against state bred only. He was in a blue blood maiden. So
all right,
6 furlong blue blood maiden, if he'd have won that, I think the whole site would have cried, to be honest with you.
Well, that's our goal, you know that. So,
but be interesting to see if some of the savvy guys that saw the first, I don't want to call myself savvy, but when we saw that my brother's horse Tri-City come out with that combo, and then I think there was at least 5 or 6 people that probably noticed that. I don't know how many people randomly got them. Lucky them. I know we saw it, and we're always monitoring the new ring and what's coming out of it,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Well, yeah, that's part of hi Bobby. Welcome. That's part of the game is remaining vigilant because there are, I would say, wouldn't you agree, there's probably, I would say, 3 or 4 opportunities per season to fall into something just a little extraordinary. If you're just either in a terrific claim or a combo that, and but it's like anything else, it's creating opportunity. So have that blue ticket in the bank ready to go, and when something comes along that's worth the effort and the expenditure, you got to be ready to strike. And I think that's part of being successful here. Opportunities come along all the time.
and for people, I constantly say for new people, but it's really all people. There is a item on the site called recent workouts or something like that.
Hmm.
So I check that just about every
Yep.
morning, and
Yep.
I will see who did the fastest works at different distances.
Yep.
2-year-olds usually, this and plus yearlings now. And I look, and then if I like that combo and I have a blue ticket, then I go get it. I mean, lightning does strike twice. No guarantees. I think 2 or 3 people tried a combo Frankel and I Am the Queen maybe last time
Hmm.
and didn't get what they wanted.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
But
so
the resources are all there.
yeah,
Everything
that
you
and
need to formulate your decision and find your diamond in the rough, it's all right there.
yeah, there's no hidden. There's nobody passing out secret notes. I mean, so
Mhm.
it's check the workouts, go look in the ring, click on a sire or dam, dig further down. Sometimes you'll look at a sire and dam and it'll say, "Oh wow, horse is who's eight stakes." Well, then you look at it's one horse, it's won 8 stakes. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know if it's the sire or the dam in that case. And then I like to look at. Sorry, Poggy, I'm getting off topic here.
No, no, you're
Um,
fine.
I like to look at how many there are on foals that are named versus unnamed. Now, obviously, different people have different levels of criteria for naming and racing a horse, but I do like to look at horses that seem to produce foals that are named and raced. So,
Hmm.
and
Hi
those are
there,
kind of
Stan.
the
I
clicks
see. I
that
see. Your brother tuned in. If you have a
do.
question or something, drop it in the chat over there, Stan. We've covered a few things here.
I invited him in case he wanted to brag about his horse some more.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's coming in or not, but
Bob. In the meantime, are you going to participate? I have a quick question that we had a discussion
Hmm?
earlier and couldn't
we'll go
really
ahead and
come
mute
up with.
Stan because he's
Um,
got background noise.
so I'll give him like 2 or 3 seconds to answer.
He's playing Rust, I think.
Oh, is he? Okay.
I don't know. He came in and shared your link, or I'm sure he goes and links to
Right.
YouTube. So
Okay. So
I don't know
he
if he's
hasn't answered. So,
background. In there.
Stan, got anything you'd like to say before we launch into the from the recliner section of the thing tonight?
No,
Okay.
I'm
Good
just
enough.
mainly gonna listen, and if you ask me a question, that's fine.
My
But
man.
mainly just gonna listen to you guys.
All right. Well, the next section, actually, you were the seed in the whole thing. I remember you discussed you were on your way to see a concert not too long ago, and it seemed to draw a lot of attention from the forum. So I thought for this week's off topic, um, I would throw the question out there. I want to know the best concert you've ever seen. Now, when I first said it, I said the first concert you've ever attended, but I'll kind of set the ground rules for you a little bit. I'll talk about my favorite concert, and then I'm going to offer a little wrinkle to it, and then it'd be great if everybody just put together your thoughts of the best concert you ever participated in. And I know that we have a lot of guys that like all different kinds of music. This is not going to be a best fest. Nobody's better than another. It's not anything like that. It's just what like set you off and what was the best one. So my two actually, and I told you I was going to bend the rules. So the best live concert I ever went to was at Saratoga Performing Arts in 1973. It was Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And every once in a while, an outfit comes along that is just they're so prodigious. Keith Emerson, who we lost a few years ago, was an absolute genius on the keyboards, and he really was the pioneer of using the synthesizer in rock music and infusing classical music in with it. And he just was such a creative guy, and what a showman. I mean, um, I went to see them at the U. He was in a band called The Nice years before that, and his favorite thing was he had this Hammond organ that he would just abuse during the course of the thing. He'd climb under it, and he could play it upside down and backwards, and he could play these classical passages. I mean, I just never saw anything like it. He was such a prodigy, or just such a virtuoso at the thing. And then Carl Palmer was a terrific drummer. He was later replaced by a guy named Cozy Powell. And Greg Lake was with King Crimson. So they were kind of the first sort of super group on the fringe, because it was not exactly rock and roll, but it was just a lot of fun. Progressive rock now it's being called, but one of the great pioneers. And if you ever get a chance to watch one of the videos and watch his antics with the Hammond organ, it's really special. And that was just one of the great shows I ever saw. I was a senior in high school, and it was a summer that we just had a ball. And I've seen a lot of shows. Let me just throw a few at you. I'm not bragging, but I saw the Doors back in their heyday. I'm not a big fan, but I had a chance to go. Um, I actually saw the Jeff Beck group in a bowling alley called the Aerodrome. It was a converted bowling alley, and it was the lineup with Rod Stewart on vocals and Ronnie Wood, later of the Rolling Stones, and Jeff playing the Beverly Hillbillies theme with one hand on the guitar neck. Just another terrific show, but not the best. And then the following week, I saw a band called Canned Heat, which I actually saw at Woodstock. I'll get to that in a second. And then because I went out that week to see Canned Heat, I got grounded the following week and had to give my tickets to, yeah, that's right, Led Zeppelin away. Led Zeppelin in a effing bowling alley. How does that sound?
Wow. So you
So
had canned heat at home, huh?
yeah, so I got Canned Heat and lost out on Led Zeppelin. But I also saw Vanilla Fudge at that place. It was a hot place. They had all the big bands. Vanilla Fudge, Steppenwolf. I saw there. I saw another band too, more obscure, probably not worth mentioning. But I've been to all three Woodstocks. I went to the first one my grandmother took me to when I was 15. And then the second, 94 and 99, I did the handicap transportation, the bus service on site. And so I saw those shows, and I mean, they were, which brings me to I told you I'm going to tell you two. So Emerson, Lake and Palmer live, but the single most amazing and ridiculous, whether you like the music or not, you have to watch the video of Korn, Korn. The song is called Blind, and it's from Woodstock 99. And whatever kind of music you like, I beg you, suffer through the first 35 seconds of this video, and you'll see one of the most amazing things you've ever seen. It almost defies physics. I'm gonna leave it at that. And Amongst the other people I've seen Joe Bonamassa a bunch of times, like John Mellencamp. My wife is a big Mellencamp fan. We've seen him. We just like to go. We love music, and I've seen a lot of jazz folks. And Jeff Beck is my personal favorite. He's my Grateful Dead. I've probably seen him 10 or 11 times when he comes around to the area, and I'm hoping his ZZ Top tour, he and ZZ Top comes around the Northeast later this year. So I'd love to hear. Use the same criteria if you want. The best live one and the best clip you've ever seen, or the most interesting, or whatever is the best, whatever moved you. It could be anybody. Listen, I know there's a lot of country guys out there, and that's fine. Whatever it is, I'd be interested in knowing. So see if we can't chime in and get some participation next week. With that,
I can tell you mine if you want.
Sure, Stan, you're here. Let's do it.
Oh, I thought it was next week.
Well, then if I have nobody next week, then I'll blame it on Stan.
Okay. I'll just like the stadium tour that I saw the 4 bands at.
Oh, just recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Joan Jett and Poison and Def Leppard, Motley Crue. But probably the best single concert I've ever been to was all the different times I've seen Boston live.
Oh yeah, I know you're a big fan of them,
yeah. And then Def Leppard would be my second choice. I've seen them several times too.
Yeah, I saw them. They put on a great live show.
Yeah,
they do.
They're still good.
I saw them with Poison and Cheap Trick. I would say probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
and they do a great job.
Yep.
Some of the other stuff is a little more fast paced. They're kind of plodding. It's a little more kind of heavy metal, but it's real. I like that it's melodic. I like them. Yeah, good band, and been around for a long time. So hard to beat. So honorable mention too, the Allman Brothers. I've seen them a few times, and I love the Doobie Brothers. So I don't care. I like pop stuff too. I'm no snob.
Well, how about since it's next week is the greatest that you've seen, who do you wish you have seen?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously that could be Elvis Presley from I know, but I mean, like
right now
in the last, let's give it since the audience can have different age groups, but let's say groups of the last 20 years or current.
Yeah.
Who kind of, and they may still be performing. So you may like the Eagles or something, but not the original or Grateful Dead or something, but who do you wish you had seen in their prime, I guess? Yeah.
Who did you see and who do you wish you saw?
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. That's a good 1-2 punch. And mine, I can tell you, this is real easy. I wish I had seen Jimi Hendrix one time. I never actually saw him live.
I wish I would have been at Queen at Live Aid or whatever.
Oh, at Live Aid, sure. What a show. Goodness gracious.
That whole show, but God, Queen was just unbelievable.
Yeah, they sure were. Oh, Freddie Mercury. Yeah. All right, so everybody chime in. Bobby had something to say. Pearl Jam. I listened to Pearl Jam in the Lollapalooza tour while I was playing golf at the Saratoga golf course right next to the Performing Arts Center. We were listening to the whole show from the third fairway. But yeah, Pearl Jam is another great band. I like a lot of those Seattle bands. Alice in Chains is one of my favorite. Jerry Cantrell. Yeah, good stuff.
Bob likes Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica. Wow. Listen.
No, we didn't show it. People
that Black Album has the finest 1-2 punch. Opening 2 songs, Enter Sandman and Sad But True. It just crunches. Sad But True is so good. But anyway, so yeah, let's get it going. Metallica has a vote. We'll call it Def Leppard has a vote.
Styx.
Huh?
My favorite band was Styx. The original Styx. Yeah.
Tommy Shaw and.
Well, he can. There's no Styx without Dennis DeYoung.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But the original group back in the 80s. Yeah, Shaw was in it.
Right. Well,
young
and then Tommy Shaw, didn't he join up with Ted Nugent, somebody
Yeah,
they had a band. They had
that
a big
the
hit,
guy
actually. It
from
had one big hit. Yeah.
guy
It
from
was the damn Yankees.
Damn
Damn
Yankees. There you go.
That was a-
Jeez, I'm
that
watching the
was a good
Yankee
hit.
game. You'd think I would know that.
Hey, how the Yankees do last night? You were cheering them on. I was
They
curious.
lost.
What?
They lost. Yeah.
Must have been a damn good team beating them, huh?
It's St. Louis. Yeah, they are good.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
good, not great. But
Mhm.
all right, so let's do that. Let's fire up the bands and stuff next week.
Next
What
week?
have we got to
Okay.
lose? Yeah. Right?
Not the whole show, though. The recliner.
No. We'll do the usual stuff.
So
We don't have a triple crown to go over, but there's plenty of big races.
So the new your format now is going to be kind of a DD and then the recliner.
Perhaps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah,
I like
the recliner is off topic for now, but it doesn't have to be. If we need more time to, we get more participation. Sure. I mean, I'd love to field questions and stuff. There just sort of aren't any.
Just off the top, why'd you name it the recliner?
You know why we talked about this? Because it always looks like that I'm broadcasting from my hospital bed. Hold on, now when I do this, there's a little table off to the side of me, and then I go like this. Now it really looks like
it looks like you just look up. Looks like you're ready to take a nap. That one time you were leaning so far back. Yeah, him too.
This is where I want to be.
Wait a minute. You gotta be sitting in a recliner to come on this segment.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Sorry.
I mean, I didn't know. Of course, this is where I am most of the time anyway. So
yeah, that would be true. Hey, Foggy.
Yeah.
You wanna roll Forgotten Magic? To show the last.
You want to see what a real triple crown winner looks like? Oh, that's not fair. I
thought that was gonna be the show, the opening video. We'd all tune in, and there'd be Forgotten Magic coming down. For people who don't know, I guess I should say.
And let me just say, I perceive Candy as a good enough guy where, like, he knows I'm ribbing him, and he's fine with it. I'm sure.
Oh, I wouldn't have brought this up if
because I was rooting for him, believe it or not.
I was,
but then I wanted Bobby to exhume Forgotten Magic, and we'd have a match race.
What did you see? Bob said something about new bonus for Triple Crown next year. I thought he said there was something about $2,000.
It wasn't for the Triple Crown. It wasn't for. It was for. I just read it before I came in here too.
Oh, okay, I thought because
it was a series. Jeez, I can't.
I thought he said if he puts a limit on the number you can have in it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Then he would create to give people, people that may be turned off by only being able to get two in the final. Well, now you're not turned off anymore because you got that bonus going. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it was just kicked around. I don't think it was anything official. But how you like your show?
How do I like it?
Yeah,
I enjoy doing it.
I
hope other people enjoy it. It's not for me to say, really.
Yeah,
I'm sure they will, because there'll be a week when Bob goes, listen, you want to take Saturday night off? So then I'll know. I'll get the idea then. So would he say no? We are doing it.
No, you mentioned a minute ago about sitting in your hospital bed or something.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be doing the show. You've signed a contract for no money, but you've committed to podcasts forever. That's why I think Foggy Podcast. I said it wrong last night, but I think you should trademark the name Fogcast. And then it won't be. But I guess you could trademark Foggy and Friends too.
Yeah.
But put it on a T-shirt and sell it.
Sure. Right along with Shroom Life.
Hey, that's right. Maybe someone listening knows Photoshop and can help you out.
Yeah, please. What a
nightmare that was. Oh, wait, Bob. Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. No, we are doing. I thought he meant no, we're doing the podcast. We are doing it. So we just referenced the new rules there's going to be a 3 max entry and a final. I don't know if that's just Triple Crown or all finals, so Bob can reply, like the BC races and everything, because we were just talking about the Triple Crown. And there is next year a $2,000 purse edition bonus, or whatever you want to call it,
pending the conditions being met.
If you win the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
So
pending the prerequisites are met, and so on and so forth.
So the 3 max entry appears to be for Triple Crown, for sure.
Mm.
The Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont, as they are
Yeah.
known. So that's interesting. So one of these weeks, we'll get Bob on here, or your show or my show. But in advance, we'll have people submit questions.
Mm-hmm.
And we won't give them to him, and we'll just throw them out there.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I was going to ask him about that the day that all the records were set, and ask him if there was anything that he wanted to offer. Not necessarily as an explanation, but what might have happened, because that's clearly that's an interesting event. It's and who knows if it's an anomaly but I don't ever remember seeing anything like that before. The only time we saw that is, remember when you would open a new track and then every day would break the record.
Well, I think maybe 1 or 2 of those might be because some of the tracks haven't been run as much, so they might have had a good but not great. I think Arctic Warrior beat the record yesterday by 0.8 or almost a second. Yeah. So that tells me that A, it was a damn good record, but B, the 104 rating, I think, has a slower. It had a lower, slower record there, so I think that's what that's based on, is how much it beats the prior record. So, but we'll see. Stan chimed in that his horse from the.
I was just telling you that.
Yeah, is running a maiden. Oh, okay. Well, we would all see it running a maiden, but okay. All right, I've taken over your show, so I'm going to give it back to you.
No, that you're part of it. That's fine. Well, if nobody minds, I mean, we'll keep track of that group. It certainly was an interesting bunch.
I saw a horse today that had the name Rhythm in it. I don't know if it was that combo or just another horse that had Rhythm in it. So go back and look. It may not have been either one of them. I don't know.
But and I went back and looked over some of those horses. They have all different characteristics. Now yours and mine are the two, probably big stayer types, but there was a lot of them that had a ton of early speed. I mean, real early speed. Yeah,
so mine has no early speed.
They're all different. No, mine doesn't either. Mine is not tactical. It's just
mine's more 7 through 10, I think.
Yeah.
It timed well at 11, 12, but I'm not that. You know what? It might be 7 through 12. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna run 10.
And you had me at almost every call. You're just a
0.01, 0.02 maybe.
Well, yeah, a little more solid than that.
Oh yeah.
Like I was real proud of that 1:34.76 for a mile, and I think you were like in the 60s or something, weren't you? Some crazy number.
I think so. Maybe.
Did you get to 69? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's work.
That's probably the fastest mile I've ever had a horse train. So
there works.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. It's all about the track.
We'll see. Come.
All right. So I gave Bob 2 opportunities. I mentioned it twice, and he didn't bite. So
he doesn't.
Yeah. So I'm gonna call it. If nobody else has anything else, then we'll look forward to next week.
The only thing I have, Foggy, is the same thing I said last night: is people come join the show. Like, everyone is welcome.
Oh yeah, please.
The more people we have on here, like last night we had 4. It's Foggy, Stan, Steve, and myself, and we are good friends. Tony said we had good chemistry, but Stan and I are brothers. For those of you who don't know, Tri-City and Black Ace, and I met Foggy on here. I met Steve on here, and so we have become close over the last 2 years, and as I have with some other people, and we do play games and stuff together. But I would love to get, excuse me, I'd love to get some new faces on here to just talk, chat, and you don't have to give any secrets away. Don't ask you to come on here and slam somebody or get
Right, they don't.
controversial.
Okay, well, hold on a second though. They don't have to give up any secrets, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to ask them to.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean,
I just
because
said they don't
what's the
have
sense?
to.
I mean, what's the sense if we can't glean some information
I said
out
they
of
don't have
somebody?
to, Froggy.
So Bob
Well, we're gonna-
Bob has already offered that I can ask him on a live show. So I'm
So
live
come
right now,
in,
Bob.
yeah.
If you want to come
Jump
on,
in.
I'll ask you. If you want me to wait till next week, we can do that then.
Nah, that's
But it's
week
fresh
one.
in our mind now, so it might be an interesting time to talk about it.
Yeah. Let's get them on here.
So we'll give him another minute to come
Yeah.
on. But we did an hour. I'm under contract to do just an hour, and that's all I'm going to do.
Really?
I'm not doing a minute more.
Damn, I've been doing like an hour and a half.
Oh, it's ponderous. Jeez,
So
I can't do it. In fact, I was going to tell you, I got to start blinking out after an hour on yours.
Yeah. Well, I'll just cut you.
It's too much. I get dehydrated. So
Well,
oh, now he says we can wait. Okay, I just had to fill 30 seconds.
All right, we'll just sit here and
So-
wait. Is that what he's saying?
No, he says wait. All right. So make a note, will you please, that we'll come back and we'll
Well-
address. If people have forgotten that it happened by that time, but
And there was a record or two today, I believe. So
oh, there was.
I think so.
Now, what were
think
track
Tony- I
conditions
think
today? Was it
Tony-
dirt fast?
What's that?
Was it dirt fast?
I don't know. You know, I don't know if it was today. I just saw
And
the little-
were all the records set on all different tracks yesterday, or were they all at like one track?
Well, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Because a lot of these questions might tell the tale if we had the answers to them. We
Well, we're
wouldn't
gonna
even
get the
have
answer.
to.
Don't you worry about that.
How about this one, Bob? Would it be fair to say, if you would, I'm going to ask it, and then it'll linger if you don't answer. Would it be fair to say that there are different graduations within each of the conditions? So there's different graduations of dirt fast, that fast category. There's real fast, and then there's not as fast. It's closer to good. Is there that kind of thing going on in the levels? Same with good and whatever, firm and soft and so on, or
Actually, it was
just
almost
fast
all
as fast?
California yesterday.
Oh, that's interesting.
That track's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Unless they were turf. I don't know. If
Oh,
it's turf
okay. He says he's coming in.
Well, see, we start spreading rumors, and then he's got to come in and
Yeah.
so he doesn't want you spreading rumors. So here's the records I can read off the yesterday's news. Flashy Camel Toe from Enmore Racing Stable.
Flashy Camel Toe.
Yeah. I tried to skip over that.
And you get on me about Buck Pisser?
Yeah. Well, and
Jeez.
many others.
Oh, okay.
It was a Parks record at 6 furlongs, 107.70.
Okay.
Beat out the record of 107.81. My
All right.
horse, Paul Newman, broke a
Yeah.
Cal record at 4 by just 0.01.
Right.
Mystery Train from Creekside broke a Cal record at 11 furlongs, broke it by 0.01.
Yeah.
Island Chief narrowly missed breaking a Cal record. Arctic Warrior broke the Cal record for 11 furlongs.
Those three were all in the same race.
So it was.
Yeah, they're all in the same race. Okay.
The other
2:15.81. Okay.
ran equally great times.
Hey, Stan, can you mute your Discord, please? Hey, Bob.
What's up,
Listen,
fellas?
Here's what came up earlier.
Hold on, can
one
you-
of my
can you hear me?
segments. Yes, I can hear you. Okay, so one of the segments tonight was a look back at yesterday's record-breaking day, record-breaking performances. There were 6 track records set yesterday, and so that's a unique event. That just doesn't happen every day. And we wondered if there's anything at play that maybe you would like to share? Was there, like, for instance, what we came up with is perhaps there are different graduations of each track condition. So fast could be fast at 100% or fast at 97. Are there different graduations in fast and good and so on and so forth? Or if that's not it, then what do you think might contribute to having a day where you break 6 records? Go ahead.
Yeah. So before I address that,
Mhm.
2 days ago there was a couple track records broken. I believe. I'm not sure that's the same day that Arctic Warrior. Let me just check real quick.
I think they were all on Friday.
Because
Apparently,
a couple days ago there
a couple
was.
today.
A couple days ago it was Churchill.
Well,
I think had 2 or 3.
even if you credit the phenomenon over 3 days of racing, I mean, a dozen records over 3 days is pretty sensational too.
I'm just take a look here because honestly I'm not familiar with it like you are. So let me just give me a second to.
I know my horse smashed the 6 furlong. Like it was 107.73 or something. And he did 107.55.
Mhm.
To answer to one part of the question is that there are variations of fast track.
Okay, all right.
There are 3.
That makes sense then.
There's actually 3 variations of the fast
Okay.
track. Okay.
All right. Yep.
Much like there would be it's almost double. So you would have a firm, you would have a yielding, you have soft, or is it soft or yielding? I can't remember which way it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in fast you have good, and then you have muddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fast and firm, both of those have 3.
Mm-hmm.
They have 3 levels by themselves.
Okay.
Okay. One of them is, if as far as the frequency is the one that's dominant more often. You follow what I'm saying?
Like the
One
middle
of the
one.
One of the fast, huh?
Yeah. Like the middle graduation of the 3 is the one that's the most prominent.
Yeah, one of them is definitely more prominent than the others.
Okay. And it's the same for the other graduation for good has 3 levels. Oh, no. Okay.
No. That's the biggest difference. I mean,
Okay. All right.
So fast has it, firm has it, but that it's just good and muddy and good, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then or good and muddy, and then the other way. So actually, I mean, you can almost figure out how it makes sense, right? Because if it's the fastest one, then it's fast, then it's somewhat fast, then it's good, then it's muddy, right? I mean, a muddy track is typically slower than a good track.
Right.
And then the same thing, for the turf. I mean, I actually.
So a horse that found its way into that race and its sweet spot is 6 furlongs fast. I mean, it's just going to have a big race. I mean, right? If it clearly prefers dirt fast and then it finds that in that race, then it's
I mean, I don't know.
Gonna have a great day.
I don't know the distances because I think it favored. I want to say 7 or mile and up, right? Because I think I'm not sure. I'm trying to check it right now. No, that's
it could be. Mine was at 6, but it could be like that with others. Well, I know what Arctic Warrior had to be longer. The one that he smashed
11.
the record.
11
furlong. Oh, a mile and 3/8.
Yeah, it was mile 3/8.
Wow.
A couple of them in the same race.
Come on.
I think broke the record. I think he just had the fastest.
That's just disgusting.
Mine was only 4 furlongs, but it wasn't a big break, like 0.01.
Like, in that case, like I said, it tended to favor more distance. It's more, I mean, the horse is running longer on the track. There's more contact time with the track. So, as part of that process, it doesn't surprise me that a longer race on the fastest track could break a record like that. Now, I don't listen. I think you have to take the horses into consideration because if I go back through and look at the races, I'm not really seeing anything that's really out of balance except for the Arctic Warrior horse, right? I've never seen a horse break a record in that fashion. But that's an incredible horse to begin with.
Right.
So
Well, and we just came up doing just a quick little investigation that we did. Most of the records were broken at Santa Anita. Now, if California doesn't generally have a lot of stakes quality horses racing there, then those records aren't available. Now, if you bring in 6 races with all the best horses in the country, they might slam those records up, those track records. So it's not really quite so surprising when I think 6 out of the 7 of them or something was a Santa Anita. So just interesting stuff, though.
Well,
you know, it was quite an event.
I'm checking the Santa Anita now. The Santa Anita Dirt. Santa Anita Dirt was 3 races. It was only 3. It was 3 track records. I'm sorry. Santa Anita Dirt was only 2 track records.
But I think that 2 or 3 of them in the same race broke the record. So
but it's only 2. So there's a 5 furlong dirt, a 6 furlong dirt, and then you'd have to go all the way to turf, and there was nothing on turf. So I would say, first of all, I think it's a little bit exaggerated. Not that it didn't happen, but it's 2 records out of 18.
Okay.
So 18 records to them. And the interesting thing, if I had to take anything out of it, was, it is dirt. Turf is the one at Santa Anita that was less run. You know what I mean? We don't have as many historical races.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So those records are going to be in jeopardy. Yeah.
Right. And anything graded at Santa Anita, we ran very, very few of them because it tended to be later on the card, and we had more cancellations on that side of the card. So we kind of, and we're going to change that in this year coming up this season, but we had a lot more races at Gulfstream for the graded than we did for Santa Anita. And mainly that's for trying to utilize the 5 furlong, 6 furlong, mile and 3/8 tracks better or more so than Churchill, Belmont. I'm trying to figure out. So I'm trying to figure out how many, because that's only 2. So I saw a couple at Churchill. Now, Churchill records make sense to me because it's just a new track. So those records fall all the time. I mean, every record in there is 2022.
Right.
So they had 2 records broken on 8-3. That's what I was thinking about. And it seems to me that the hot track wasn't even, well, it could be on the firm side, was Belmont turf. So, but look, I think this is what I won't be surprised to see happen moving forward is, we did have a different type of sales ring. We did have a little bit more stayer, a little more router, attribute included in that sales ring, right?
We will see.
Well, I mean, as far as a base goes, so I would expect to see a difference somewhere, mainly because, before let's go back to the changes that were made a couple years ago. Some of the horses faster times, the records that broke 2 years ago, right? They weren't true stayers. There wasn't any true routers. I mean, I can't recall anything. I think for the last couple of years, it's mostly been sprinters and classics. And if they happen to hit a mile and a half, you were running with a bunch of other horses that were classic and sprinters, right?
Yeah.
So now what I think is going to happen, since now this has been 2 years, I would not be surprised to see more stayers, true stayers, pop up in the game. That I would expect that since they have not been running for the last 2 years, truly, that you might see a difference in track records. Because 2 years ago, when we made the adjustments to the race program, 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? I don't even know. It's somewhere around there. We made the adjustments to the race engine where we took some of there was issues with like speed restrictor plates and stuff like that. Not plates.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That was right.
So ever since then, it's been mostly sprinters and classics, and the same thing out of the sales ring. The initial sales ring was dominated by sprinters. So that means the homebreds are dominated by sprinters. That means everything you were breeding is dominated by sprinters. So it makes everything sprint classic heavy. And since no true stayer basically has been running on the site for 2 years, I would expect to see a different type of race coming up.
But those are supposed to, if I'm not mistaken, that was supposed to be corrected last September 5th. That new breed of quality horses, the 5Xs and stuff, we're now supposed to start breeding more diverse types of horses. And
yes,
I'm not sure that we've found that to be the case, have we?
Well,
have we?
Well, here's the thing. If it was me doing it, then you would. The difference is that you guys are the ones that are doing it. You're in control of how you breed. I'm saying if it was me doing it, I would, because I know. Right? I know the information that you don't know. So,
okay.
But since you're breeding homebreds, it's more trial and error. And then when you lock in on one that is going to produce that, then it's up to the community to create that type of horse in the breeding process.
Yeah.
So
there
is a way, look, and I think that even the breeding needs to be not breeding. I think the confirmations still need to evolve. And I think that there actually needs to be more data included with this, or more something. I don't know the right way to say it right now, but right now it's very like it was new. We had 5 categories. They cover a lot. This is kind of what it looks like, right? Excellence, very good, whatever. But I think really to allow you guys to use it as a tool and to truly get into breeding and mixing and all that kind of stuff, I think that there needs to be a little bit more depth to the confirmation side of your horses. So I don't think I keep trying to think of ways that we can build onto this and get it better and better and better. But I keep coming back to the same point that it's just too vague. Right? I mean, if I had this one category, it's whatever, excellent, very good, but you don't know the range that this thing runs in. So I think
I have no idea.
Right.
That's
so
anybody that says if they've stumbled across whatever the secret is to that, then God bless them. But
right now,
I've been here as long as anybody, and I have no clue. It's
right.
all hunting heck with me.
You have to pay attention to the foals and that the times are spitting out, but at the same time, it's still very sprint dominant. I think that. Well, I don't think I know. See, in the background, I am working on those kind of things as far as like, what would it look like this season or next season or 2 seasons out if we took the breeding or the confirmations basically to the next level. I mean, confirmations are really meant for breeding. But if we actually made the information make a little bit more sense, like for instance, what is it, bone strength or something, instead of being excellent, very good, good. I mean, I just think that it makes a little bit more sense and a little bit more detail. I'm not saying giving you answers on the horse and all that kind of stuff, but maybe it needs another set of categories. Maybe it needs maybe 5 isn't enough.
How about intelligence instead of excellent, smart instead of fair, idiot.
Right. But I think that maybe there's something else that
green, I guess you'd call it.
Maybe, that's kind of what we're kicking around is that, there's a way to do it better. I think it was a great addition. There's no way that it can possibly be a finished product. Yeah, and that's the way I look at it. The breeding aspect of this game has to have its own kind of like ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? It has to have a little bit more, meat behind it.
Mm-hmm. I think we can do a whole show.
I think, let's say we have sire bonuses coming out right in September. Which we can get into all that stuff later, but we have the sire. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff to look at as far as the breeding goes. And the reason, the true answer, without any BS about Foggy, you're saying we just haven't figured it out yet, is because I don't think I've given you the right tools for you to figure it out.
Okay, that's
fair. I mean, you should be listen. It's your horse. You've raced a horse. It's your horse. I mean, you should be able to have the right information in your hands to make some of these decisions. And I think that that's where the game needs to improve. My job is to improve that so you guys can then utilize that. It's just not there yet.
Okay.
So,
well, that it almost explains everything. Yeah, it was worth mentioning. The records are falling like crazy, and I just wondered
well,
what had
I don't think
happened.
that
If it was,
I just don't think that they've fallen in the way that it's being made out to be. I mean, we had a couple track records on Santa Anita. We had one on Churchill, 2 at Belmont Turf.
Mhm.
And this is from August 2nd. So it's not, it's, over the last 4 or 5 days, the tracks have been hot. I can't deny that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
even if you go back and look at the races that the track records weren't broken, right? The tracks are I think I don't think today was as hot as yesterday. I mean, if you go through the races, I went through them all, you know what I mean? But I don't think it was as hot as yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's just me looking looking at the races the same way you would. But yesterday was a little bit hotter than it was August 2nd. So
Yeah. So my final question is: if Max Galante had won the Belmont, would you be able to resurrect Forgotten Magic so they could have a match race? Would that be possible? It didn't, of course, happen, but
I think that if we ever went through that type of process, it would probably, raise some eyebrows.
yeah.
It would be fun to see, but I think your horse at this point would be, what your old horse be 18 years old or something? I don't know.
Oh Jesus, yeah. I don't. It was
12,
in
16?
season 31 or something, or 41. I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah, it would be like
31.
16. So
Yeah.
anyway, since we touched on the whole confirmation thing, I'm just telling you, I don't think it's good enough. I don't think it's a finished product, and it's something that I'd like to see improved. I'd like to see the homebreds be able to hold their own. You know what I mean? Continue to hold their own, even do more. But it's the sire bonus thing, I think, is the important part of that. Because let me real quick before, and then I know I'll have a whole show on this kind of thing. But when you talk about sire bonuses, historically, the best breeders are never made available to the public. Okay, public, like private breeders, private foal sires and mares, right?
I guess, yeah.
No, it's a fact. That's the reason why the sales ring was created in the first place, because members, new members, and so on, whatever, they just didn't have any opportunity really to get horses, and they were forced to buy creates. So I would go back to the sales ring, go to the public breeders page at any given time, and there may be 2 horses or 3 horses on that page. Okay, so the stables that had all the best horses didn't really make their horses available for breeding. Even now, and I'm not holding anything against anybody. I'm not. This is not what I mean. Like I give a lot of credit to someone like Eddie. Eddie's, he's playing for keeps. He has his horses, right? And he's breeding to them, and he's producing winners. So he's going to keep that train going, right? But I think Eddie owns the number one, the top generating sire on the site this season, right?
Yeah.
But just as an example, that sire's never made it to the public page, right? Now, with a breeder's bonus or a sire's bonus, Eddie will never be able to capitalize on a sire bonus if that horse is never made available to the public, because you can't collect a sire bonus on your own foals.
Yeah.
So I think there's different elements to the breeding thing that we're looking to move forward. I think the sire thing is the one thing, and I think the confirmations need to be looked at again as far as something a little bit better.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, yeah, we'll definitely do a show on that.
Yeah.
One of us. So
I know.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. I just wanted to ask you that quick question. And
yeah, tracks are a little bit hot.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Good talking to you, man. Thanks.
Later.